City lead the seven-side derby, and Bristol City have won it. Martin slides away in celebration. Antoine Semenyo, take a bow. Sykes one-on-one with the goalkeeper. He gets his first Bristol City goal. Oh, goodness me. Andy Vyman.
A warm welcome to Robins TV and a very happy new year to all Bristol City fans around the world. Delighted you can join us today as the Reds head up the M5 to face a resurgent Coventry City side. Bristol City looking to notch 3 points today after a robust point at the Den, you have to say, prior to the turn of the year, but big chances went begging after what has generally been a deadly attacking unit misfired. And you saw some of the defenders coming out. They've got a big test today up against the big Swede up top for Coventry City, Victor Gyökeres as well. Happy New Year to you all. Thank you for joining us again. And I'm delighted to say that alongside me, I should say, for the first time in 2023 is Mr. Trevor Challis. Trevor, Happy New Year, first of all.
Happy New Year, Toby.
Great to have you with us. In isolation, a reasonable point at the Den, you have to say.
Yeah, I think it was a really good team performance. They looked really resolute, I thought, all across, especially at the back. The back unit looked really, really strong on the day. I thought there was some top performance. I thought Zach Viner really looked good. He looked strolled out well with the ball. He was able to progress the ball into midfield. And he also hit some really good diagonal passes, which we know as an ex-academy player, he's got that in the locker.
Yeah, I think as you mentioned, we were just talking off air as well, the most pleasing part of it, of course, was the clean sheet. But that back five, if you like, seems to be... I don't know, we're going to find out in a minute if Nigel Pearson has stuck with that, yeah. But that looks as though it's the strongest we have, really, on paper.
It does, and it seems to be that you've got players playing in their natural positions, in their strongest positions. And I think we're going to see a really good battle today with Rob Atkinson and Guy Rokers up top for Coventry, and hopefully Rob comes out on top on that. But he looks ready and he looks fit and he looks good at the minute, Rob.
Yeah, it was an interesting one. Of course, Nigel Pearson did sort of cite his fitness, maybe other issues during that international break, but he's back in the side, which is fantastic to see. And it also seems to suit Cal Naismith as well on the left side of that back three.
Well, Rob come and played an under-21 game for us, and I have to say he was excellent, Rob. His attitude and his talk and his communication skills with the boys was great, and he probably needed that 90 minutes to get get some match fitness in his legs, to get his legs going again. But he was excellent, and Kai Naismith, well, he's great on the ball. Probably takes slightly less responsibility having been in the middle, can start things out on the left-hand side, and he's really good with the football.
Yeah, absolutely. And obviously, you've lost the sort of leadership there of Andy King at the back, but having Cal Naismith back in the side, he's now getting some games under his belt after that long injury layoff that we prior to that international break. A big boost there.
Yeah, Andy King's been brilliant. You hear some of the work he does with the younger lads, especially. He's really taken that role on as the senior head, him and Matty James. But Kai Naismith, he's doing exactly the same. The stories we hear, he's really taken that role on as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Right, let's find out then if Nigel Pearson has felt the need to rotate today. Let's find the first team then of 2023 with your lead commentator for today. It's Dan White.
Thank you very much, Toby. Yep, looking forward to starting the year off with a bang today. Bristol City taking on Coventry and hopefully back to winning ways as well. Let's have a look at the two teams for this one then. And Coventry have made two changes from their 0-0 draw with Cardiff City last time out, with Martin Waghorn joining star man Victor Gyökeres up front. Mark Robins looking for goals today, it would seem, with his side having one win in their last 5 and aiming to halt a bit of a slide down the table. The other change sees Todd Kane come in as a right wing back to replace Ben Sheaf, who drops to the bench. Sheaf is 1 yellow card away from a 2-match ban. He's already picked up 9 this season. That could have played on the manager's mind today, of course, as well. So Ben Wilson starts in goal with a back 3 ahead of him in the form of Panzo, Callum Doyle and Michael Rose. Bidwell and Kane will be on the flanks, with Jamie Allen and Casey Palmer doing battle in the middle of the park. In the bench for Coventry today, former City loanee Simon Moore, another former City star Liam Kelly is in there as well. Ben Sheaf, Darboe, Tavares, Burrows and Howley finish off the bench for Coventry. And as for Bristol City, It's just the one change, actually, that Nigel Pearson has made from the 0-0 draw with Millwall on Thursday, and that sees Nahki Wells come back into the starting lineup alongside Antoine Semenyo up top. Andy Weimann sitting just behind him, of course. Andy Weimann 2 goals away from 50 for Bristol City today. Wouldn't it be nice to see him get on that leaderboard at Ashton Gate for top scorers in Bristol City's history? And working our way back down the park there, you've got Alex Scott alongside Matty James, and then it's a back 3 or a back 5, depending on how you look at it, with Cam Pring and George Tanner on the flanks, and then in the middle, Zach Viner, Cal Naismith and Rob Atkinson, with Max O'Leary once again taking position between the sticks. On the bench for City, Dan Bentley, Jay De Silva, Joe Williams, Andy King, Tommy Conway, Mark Sykes and Sam Bell. So, first chance of 2023 to hear from the gaffer. Speaking to Robins TV, it's Nigel Pearson.
Nigel, one change today. Given what good form Nahki's been in, and he got 20 minutes the other night, how pleased are you to be able to draw on him?
Well, it was always in the plans to try and keep the intensity up front. So the players who started the other night, Antoine Tommy gave us an awful lot of energy. Nahki comes in and will do the same today. And whether Antoine lasts 90 minutes or not, we've got both Tommy and Sam Bell on the bench. So the idea is that we are able to keep a side out there that has the ability to play full tilt for the 90 minutes plus.
Given our form latterly away, Rotherham, Millwall, that intensity, does that give you a lot of encouragement about today?
Well, look, we've just got to make sure that we play as close to our best as possible. That's really the intention every time that we play. I mean, it's been at times frustrating. I think being away from home, there's less sort of emphasis on entertainment. That's not to say that we don't want to play well. It's just about trying to be solid, reliable, and play to our strengths. We've got legs in the team, and that is something that we need to make the most of. They're a decent side. They've had the problems this year in terms of playing games at home, but the pitch looks great now, so they've had a good run of games. We need to be at our best, and that's the bottom line. The players are in a good mood. They seem really upbeat. Let's hope that they replicate that on the pitch.
Says the players there are in a good mood. Trevor, you covered this game away at Coventry City last year. Horrible outcome in the end with that defeat right at the end of the game. He said he wants players that can play full tilt for 90 minutes. I guess we're going to have a bit of a break now with the FA Cup as well. Given the fixture schedule and the congestion of all those fixtures, do you think he maybe hasn't made changes because he knows he's got that buffer in the next couple of weeks? I
think he's trying to build a little bit of momentum, especially after the Millwall performance, which was better, which was stronger, and you've got players coming back into full match fitness like Antoine Semenyo who look better, who will get better as well with the more minutes he plays, because let's not forget he's gone away to the World Cup, not played many minutes, but he's going to come back and get better and better with the more he plays. So that's going to be really exciting, I think, for the fans, and see Nahki Wells alongside him today. And that's where hopefully we'll get a lot of pressure on their back three. It's those two going to press the life out of them. Absolutely. And you mentioned just before the game they've really missing Callum O'Hare, Coventry, so there's maybe an area Bristol City can exploit there. Of course, Casey Palmer in the side wants to haunt Bristol City if anything. Yeah. There are threats though still all over the park for the Sky Blues. There are. I was fully expecting to play with 2 10s today, but it looks like they've gone with Waghorn and Guy Corey's up front, so they'll be trying to apply the same sort of pressure that we're going to apply on their back three, and it's hopefully our front two can do it better than their front two. Absolutely. Thank you very much, Trevor. Right, time to head back to 2011 now for a belting win for Bristol City over the Sky Blues.
Coventry won 2-1 at Ashton Gate when these sides met earlier on in the season, so a score to settle for Bristol City today. They have won their last 2 against Watford and Scunthorpe, while Coventry have lost 5 of their last 7. The ball over the top. Nice touch on towards Maynard. What a start for Bristol City. Quarter of an hour gone, and Nicky Maynard scores for the 3rd consecutive match. Back in the side after that knee injury that kept him out for much of the season. Championship's joint top scorer last season. Now has 13 goals in his last 13 starts either side of that injury. Comes the free kick, touched in, and City have scored again. Lewin Nyatanga got the final touch. Clarkson's free kick. And the boos ring round the Rico. Nyatanga just got enough to divert it beyond Kieran Westwood. Spence. Adoma. Oh, lovely play by Albert Adoma. Still going here, Adoma. Caught by Cameron, was he? It's a penalty. Nathan Cameron brings down the flying Albert Adoma. And Bristol City, who'd only scored 3 goals in the first half of their last 11 matches, have a chance to go 3 up before half-time. It's David Clarkson with a penalty, straight down the middle. And Bristol City really with the bit between their teeth at the Rico. Comes the free kick. Jutkovic, did he get a touch? It doesn't matter, it's gone in. Lukas Jutkovic claims the goal, and Coventry are back in it. Plenty to do though if they're to claw back the deficit. They trail now by 3 goals to 1. Adoma. Looked lively today, Albert Adoma. Plays to aim for in the centre. Great strike and a great goal from Marvin Elliott. And Bristol City restore the 3-goal cushion. It's been a dismal, dismal day for Eddie Boothroyd's side. Lovely move. It was made again by the pace of Albert Adoma. And Bristol City on their way to a 3rd consecutive win.
Some cracking players in that team. Marvin Elliott was always my favourite player as a City man growing up, and Nicky Maynard, of course, still playing, now playing for Macclesfield.
Yeah, everybody remembers the goal he scored at QPR, don't they?
Yeah.
Was caught in his chest, swiveled and hit a fantastic volley. And I know a lot of the QPR fans, they still speak very highly of that goal, even to this day.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, hopefully, fingers crossed, we get some good goals today. Not long to go now until kick-off up against the Sky Blues. Can Bristol City get their the 2023 part of the season off to a bang? We'll see you in a couple of minutes.
You might not wanna get close. We a little wild war. Covered in tattoos, run it up, taking all the views. Stepping on place, feeling the fear. I know you feeling it in the air. Whole squad wearing all black. Motivation's looking real bad. We back to the bone, raising a fire alone. We ain't never needed nobody. Give me 6 feet, this is my party. Ain't got no feelings, we heartless. Take a peek inside the darkness. Blow up the spot, then we run it. Ready or not, here we coming.
So we've got all this outdoor space here, and it's perfect for companies to come in, whether they're small or large. So we cater for maybe a team of 12 or a team of 800. They can come here, have a really positive experience and be rewarded for all their hard work in the office or whatever industry they're from.
As we've got such a big company, a lot of us don't see each other.
Being able for the first time to get everyone out together in one place doing an activity together was great for team bonding and boosting that morale.
We can hone in on specific skills such as communication, leadership, teamwork, resilience. Here we've got a 400-metre military assault course, which is fantastic for team building. If you want a morale booster, this is the place to come.
Welcome back to Robins TV, the first game of 2023 this afternoon. Bristol City taking on Coventry City. A Coventry City side, of course, have improved as the season has gone on after a tricky start to it, with all those fixtures, of course, being cancelled due to that pitch issue up there. Bristol City with fresh impetus today. Can they kick off the second part of the season with a win? Here to watch it all with me, and of course joined Dan White for commentary as well, is Trevor Challis. Trevor, I think reason to be optimistic today. I think that clean sheet hopefully will build some confidence for those players. A win is needed. It's about getting that attacking unit firing again, though.
It is, and I think now with Andy Wyman going into the pocket behind Naki and Anton, you're going to see some real energy and intensity in the way they go about their work. And you know, Andy Wyman, he had some great chances at Millwall, and you fully expect him. I think the more he plays centrally, he'll start putting those chances away. So if we can create like we did against Millwall, I think we will convert today.
Absolutely, thank you, Trevor. Well, one man that has forced his way back into the side is George Tanner. He caught up with Dan White earlier on this week for the first and last quiz.
George, welcome to Robins TV.
Thank you.
Let's start with a first, and your first football memory.
I don't know. Probably just playing for my local team, Lytham Juniors.
Good times?
Good times, yeah. Actually, I think my first game I ever played, we got beat 10-1.
Wow.
And I scored the one goal, so that's probably my first memory.
Nice.
Yeah.
Didn't put you off then, losing 10-1?
No.
Still had a love for it. What was the last song you listened to?
It's called Sweater Weather by The Neighbourhood.
Very appropriate. I haven't heard it, no.
Tune. Yeah,
can you give us a little bit?
Not a chance.
Oh, no. Thought I'd have it. Was that in the dressing room?
No, in the car on the way here.
Nice. When was the first time you cried on a football pitch?
Cried? I've never cried on a football pitch.
Have you not?
I don't think, no. I don't think there's been a moment big enough to cry. Like, I've lost games in like the Youth Cup and obviously lost a lot of games that have been important, but not that emotional to cry, I don't think.
Okay, maybe it's coming up. Maybe there's a game.
Maybe on Saturday.
There's a bigger game coming. Yeah. Who was the last one on the coach for an away game?
It's normally Naki Wells, I think.
Is it?
Yeah, he's normally pretty late, I'd say. I'm trying to think if there's anyone else. I'll go with him. Yeah, he's normally pretty late. He's borderline. He like get on 1 minute before.
Nice. And coming back on after the game? To somebody who's last then? Who takes their time putting their stuff back on?
Yeah, I can't really give one. It's a bit difficult sometimes because people don't always get back on the bus.
Of course.
So like people just do their own thing.
Yeah. Okay, we'll go Naki. We'll go Naki
yeah,
for that
we'll
one.
stay with Naki.
Who was your first sporting autograph?
Ooh. I remember asking Ole Gunnar Solskjaer for his when I was very little, training at United. Mm-hmm. I think he was the reserve team manager at that point. Yeah, so that's the only one I can think of.
Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, that's a good one.
It's a pretty good one.
That's a pretty good one. Who is the last person you want to come up against in training?
Antoine.
Antoine?
Yeah, 100%.
Not fun?
It's just like he's so strong and he can go both ways.
Yeah.
So it's like you don't know where to show him. So yeah, he's a problem in training. Yeah.
Antoine, good answer. Yeah. What was your first expensive purchase after signing a pro deal?
So with my first wage, I bought a Moncler jacket. So that was pretty much my whole wage gone for that month. Yeah, nice. Moncler jacket.
Nice to splash out, isn't it?
Yeah.
And finally, what is the last thing you do before you leave the dressing room before kick-off?
The last thing I do? I normally run to the toilet, have a quick wee, straight back out on the pitch. That's normally what I do, yeah.
Nice. Not quite a superstition, just something that's...
It's not a superstition, no. I think because you drink so much before the game, before you go out, you just need it.
Yeah.
I can't think of anything else that I do. That's about it, really.
Nice. Well, George, thanks for taking the first and last quiz.
Thank you.
Great to see George Tanner there with our reporter Dan White. Time to head back now, though, to August, when a certain Tommy Conway fired his way into the plans for the manager for the rest of the season. A great day for Tommy Conway, and Trevor, he's exceeded all expectations this season. He's on the bench admittedly today, but he's been so impressive.
Yeah, he's been brilliant, Tommy. He went away in the summer, and I know he worked really hard on his game. Not just his game, his diet, everything. Went to the gym, and he's reaping the rewards. He's a real hard worker, and he's a great lad, Tommy. So we're all delighted to see him being so successful this season.
Absolutely, thank you very much, Trevor. Right, time for us to say goodbye to those of you that are watching today on Facebook and YouTube. For those of you that are overseas, of course, remember you can buy your matchday pass at bcfc.co.uk and join us for all the action. Dan White will be joined by Trevor Challis on commentary as well. For those of you that are still with us, can Bristol City get 2023 off to a bang? It's just about time to get ready for kick-off up at the Coventry Building Society Stadium. Hopefully